All right. So I guess I'll put my 2 cents into the fray about women. I'm in a different situation than all you. I'm in my late 40s. And, I used to be a real successful software engineer. Now I panhandle for a living. So I'll give you this perspective from where I'm at. Um, yeah. I want to say that for the most part, there's not really anything desirable about them. They they aided and abetted all these people coming into my country, which disenfranchised me. I mean, you know, I, when I was in my 20s, I wanted to have kids. I wanted to settle down. And every time I would date a woman, um, I live near the border of Mexico. So Mexicans would show up and they would, they turn my chicks out. Happened all the time. Happened to about 12 of them, and I quit. I said, I'm done. It's just going to be another nigga waiting in the cut. So why am I going to even, I ain't going to give any of that money up or that time up because my time is the most valuable asset I have. And I didn't want to waste my time, hanging out with a girl only to ever dump me for some Mexican. You see, out here by the border, they're very, very predatory people. They're, I mean, that and, the fact that I happen to date black women. Yeah, different strokes for different folks. And a lot of these people, especially in the 90s, they're extremely predatory culture. Anybody that wants to talk about how great Mexican culture is has never lived around Mexican culture. It's not their race, it's their culture. Culture is shit. I mean, they're okay with trafficking. They're okay with dealing drugs. I mean, look at their culture. They have it all over the place in Mexico, and you bring it in here. But I digress. My experience with dating women is, you know, is that. So I don't have any value for it. I mean, think about it. I'm an American man in my late 40s. I should have a family. I should have kids. I should have a job. I mean, I started programming computers in 1987. And now I fucking panhandle for a living? Are you kidding me? You know what? When I was 16, I was helping an elderly couple out, because you're supposed to have respect for your elders, and they couldn't do the job, which was cleaning the pine needles off their roof, because it was up in a mountain town that I lived in. And I went up there and helped them, and I fell, snapped both my fucking hands, and I got a disease called Kienbock's disease now. Now that I'm older, my left hand don't even work. You think I can get disability? Hell no. I go to talk to a doctor, they don't speak English. They speak very little. The last disability doctor I went to, I had him x-ray me, and he x-rayed the wrong part of my body. And I told him he was doing x-raying the wrong part, and his ass got an attitude with me. I walked the fuck out of that office. You know, you don't even speak my fucking language. You don't get to have an attitude with me. I want that fucking doctor removed from my country. I mean, seriously. I'm walking around with one fucking working hand, and I'm trying to get on the social safety net that is designed literally for people like me, and I get denied. Meanwhile, Spanish speakers get disability. So that's my experience. Is my experience is women are only supporting them. They're not supporting us American men. I'm. You think I want to do this? No, I want to be the breadwinner. I want to sell software. The country's so fucked up that kids that are 18 are more valuable than us wise ass adults. You think that with 30 years of software experience, I'd have a little bit of fucking wisdom? But no, you're just going to outsource. Now the trend's called near sourcing. Near sourcing means that an 18-year-old who inherits a company from daddy fires all the American engineers and brings in people from Mexico. That's what they're doing. That's why the economy is so fucked up. Because instead of investing in me, you're investing in the third world. And what are they doing? They just come in here. So that's why everything's so fucking expensive. You know, that's why dealing with women is not the same. You bring all these immigrants from their immigrant countries with their immigrant behaviors. And what happens? I've got to adapt. I've got to adapt to them. I don't. So how do I adapt? Well, I just quit. I quit playing the game. That's okay. They deal with this in Mexico way differently than we do in America. You know, and now that we're basically like 40% that culture, we can't use the same strategy with these women. And the women have this expectation. They expect to be treated a certain way by an American man because they were raised by an American man. And that ain't here no more. Because why? There's no benefit in me being an American man. I'm fucking panhandling for like 6 to 8 hours a day when I should be developing software. I can't get a job. I got replaced by a fucking 18-year-old. Who's gonna hire me? They only hire kids. Kids of other people that are generally employees of the company. It's so nepotistic that there is no, I mean, you can't survive. I eat a can of beans every other fucking day, and I'm down to 90 pounds. I have heart fucking murmurs going on because I can't feed myself. And meanwhile, I try to get work. I go to this place called AFNI. Bunch of Mexicans are in charge of employing you there, and they don't like us Americans. That's what you people don't understand. It's a culture war. They're not our culture. They've come in and invaded every business in this country, and now they're only employing their own. I know more homeless white people than anyone else. It's just ridiculous. You meet them on the street, and it's like, oh yeah, you're on drugs, okay, but I understand why they're on the drugs. You know, ain't no one supporting them. Those women, they've undercut every man to work in the business, and now they're thinking they're Billy Badass when the man that was working in that job used to make double the amount of money that they are. But now they're feeling all good about themselves. And what do? They just employ more migrants. These women are employing them. And now think about this. I don't want to fuck with those creatures. You women had an opportunity with an American man to start a family, and you replaced me with someone from the third world. Why the fuck would I even want to talk to you? I mean, you women destroyed this country. And why? Oh, because it made me feel good. I don't give a shit about that. This is supposed to be for the American people and our posterity, i.e., why the fuck is there more foreign immigrants in America having kids than Americans? That's a problem. And that's a problem specifically tied to women. Women are in control of that. And all they've decided to do is sleep with the third world. And now my country's falling apart. There's so many software engineers that are out of work. It's ridiculous. And then you go online, you go on YouTube, and you got these foreign nationals that have now taken my job in corporate America, and they're flaunting that wealth. They're online talking shit about me, calling me a loser, telling me learn to weld. Well, I learned to code when I was 7. You're fucking 20. You haven't even been breathing as long as I've been working. See, that's a big problem we got in America, is you got all these cheaters, and you expect to have any kind of a relationship with anybody that's a cheater, man or woman. If they cheat and they lie, you can't fuck with them. And that's what college kids do. They cheat. They are attempting to use their hand being held by the college professor, as they're not good enough to learn the skill on their own, so they got to get their hand held, and they're using that to try to say, look at me, mommy. You need to fire that man who's trying to feed his family because I got a piece of paper from an idiot that's never worked a job in his life. That's what's going on. That's why everybody in this generation sucks, is because they are entitled. And they threw me off the mountain of success that I was on. I was almost to the point of having a house, which then I could have started a family. But you know what? A fucking 18-year-old was more valuable than me. And now I panhandle for a living. You know, I'm probably not going to live for very much longer. I'm going to get tired of this shit, and I'm just going to take myself out. You know, what's the fucking point in me even living anymore when an 18-year-old hasn't done a fucking thing is more valuable than me? You know, some asshole can spend $400,000 on Diablo 4. He gets laid. He gets everything. He ain't done shit. Sitting there making fucking YouTube videos, getting paid for running his fucking mouth. And instead of investing in engineers, I could have paid 4 engineers. He took that money and, I want to be the top kid. Kids shouldn't have access to this kind of money because, you know, I need the money. I'm getting old. My hands are broken. I need fucking medical assistance. I can't get any of that shit because you dumbass kids are stealing. You're stealing. You're stealing the posterity of us Americans, and you're giving it to foreign immigrants. I mean, I can't afford a house. You think that if there weren't 55 million people on visas here, that the housing prices wouldn't be cheaper? Get the fuck out. You're literally a stupid child that doesn't understand anything. That's why you think immigrants built the country. Immigrants destroyed America. It was built by settlers. It was built by literally my family. We came here in the 1500s and did a thing called the Corpse of Discovery. It was called the Louisiana Purchase, and it was my fucking family member that was running with Sacagawea. And now I get to panhandle in my own country? Why? Why? So you fucking women can go have another wand? That's why. You think I want to fuck with any of you creatures? You disgust me. You're the most anti-American pieces of shit in this country because you don't care about us. You've never fought for the nation. You never bled for the country. All my family members, they're all fucking veterans. I was the only one in my family that wasn't a veteran because I was medically unfit to fucking serve. But now the government tells me you don't get food stamps because you're medically fit to serve. Well, why didn't you fucking hire me for the military when I applied? Because I was medically unfit to serve. But now that we got all these fucking foreigners, the whole damn government's run by them, now I'm medically fit to serve. But you can't join the military. You just got to go out there and slave. So my little majito, so he can go make money. So he can be 18 and drive around in a $160,000 fucking sports car, and you can sit there and panhandle because an 18-year-old's more valuable than a motherfucking adult. You wonder why this country is shit and why none of us want to fuck with women? Women were the ones that brought these people here. They're the ones that supported them. They're the ones that were giving them kids. They had all the opportunities to get with me, and they chose to start a family with fucking Juan. And I'm fucking done. I'm going to go out there and panhandle now. Maybe I'll make $2 today.